this for me. Does none of that. And I praise my daughter for that. I love my daughter. I got 2 daughters and 5 boys. And they never came to me for anything. They out on their own. They got their stuff out there. And
Oh
they
yeah, you already know what it is. Like I say, man, I had a chance to actually speak to Seven's baby daddy's girlfriend, right? And Imani had a lot to say about this stuff that was going on, you know, especially with the, you know what I'm saying, with the child, and you know how all this stuff been going on and carbonation, what she thought about it. Like it's real weird, but it's, man, it's informative. It's informative as hell, and it's shocking too, y'all. You ain't gonna believe this shit.
Y'all won't help me, but y'all will help these two motherfuckers. Like,
That's the same thing that I was just telling you about. Like Western philosophy, it's always has been mama's little boy, like mama's boy and daddy's little girl. That's, I mean, they did this for years now. This is something that has been
yeah.
indoctrinated within the psyche of a lot of melanated parents, whether
mhm.
you know it from the beginning. It's just like that now. It's like my baby mother. I'm not saying she, show favoritism to my son because they twins, a boy and a girl, but it's just like, she gravitate more towards him.
Boy.
We look alike. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But then with
Mhm.
my daughter, she gravitates more to me. She like to be around me more than she like being around her. And
Right.
and I get it 100%. But at their age, my children are 15. Now Velvet on the other hand, she has a child and has to be a parent to her child, despite what her age is. So it's a lot of grown up things. It's a lot of developmental steps that she's gonna have to come into one with, as opposed to how she came into one with memorizing all of that nature boy weirdo shit. Y'all that weirdo shit, it's over for that weirdo shit now. She's supposed to be thinking about getting her a little whip. First and foremost, getting a crib for her and her daughter, and she can dance up in her room instead of the bathroom all the time and stuff like, and that's just being real about it, as opposed to having these dreams of being, a model and a rapper and all this different stuff. Her and Nature Boy are the most switcho changeo type of people I ever heard in my life. Now I heard Velvet on the late night. She was over there with a woman that was talking about her nationality and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, hold on, Velvet. Like where are you going with this? Like seriously, like where are you going with this?
There's no
I don't
end.
understand that. I don't understand the healing process, if there is one at all.
I don't think it's one.
Oh no, that Imani,
Yes, ma'am.
you seven baby daddy, baby mama, or girlfriend?
Yes, I am.
Oh hey, how you doing?
I'm Wow. good. I'm just listening.
Oh,
Welcome, welcome to the panel.
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you.
But yeah, but my kids, I mean, I don't have no problem out of them. When they got 18, they say, Mom, when we get 18, we gone. We let out of your house. I said, that's fine. I said, just take care of yourself and do what you got to do for them kids. And they were like, Mama, you did for us, and you had 7, and you did it by yourself, no daddy or nothing. You made sure we ate, went to school, had clothes, and had food on the table. And you did all of that by yourself. And you had a roof over our head and everything. I did that. Now they taking care of me. I can call my kids for anything. And they'll say, what you need now, mama? Now my son that just passed, he'll say, Mama, you always just call me to ask me to give you some money to play cards. Call me and say you want me to pay your rent. Call me and say you want me to pay your light bill. Call me and say you that you want to pay a bill or something. Stop calling me and say you want money to go play cards with. And I'm like, and I sat back and thought about what he said, and I'm like, mm, he is right. I'm gonna stop calling him for money to play cards. Then he's saying he can pay my bill. Cause at first it was like it kind of hurt my feelings when he said that, but then I wiped my eyes and I'm like, hold on, he right.
Yeah, but see, you gotta look at this too, right? And if you ever read this book that's called Well, I don't know if you have or not, but it's called The ISIS Papers by Frances Cress Wilson. She goes deeper, within the psyche, what I'm saying, of us like materializing our children, as our loved ones, so to say. And I know it does sound crazy, but to a degree, you got to think about it. If you was expecting for your son to, what I'm saying, for him to enable you going and then, playing cards and stuff, like, despite him doing that or not, he still was not supposed to be the person that was looked for in order to do that. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, right. So at the same time, you got to look at somebody like Velvet's dad and of on how at times he would even, what I'm saying, feel some kind of way about his daughter. The same way her mother said, "Oh, she ain't never got to worry about this and that or whatever." But we see where she at though. You see
Yeah.
what she's saying with, okay, right. So that's my thing with daddy's little girl and mama's boy. It's the same enabling process. I know, like, if you think about it right now, the mass majority of people you've heard that have committed crimes, went to jail, and went on to prison, if their men have been supportive. If it's men, their mothers have been supportive. And then in times while being in prison, it's men would write their mothers so much to the point where it would even look like them and their mother to a degree is like in a damn relationship as much as they talking to their moms as
And,
opposed to another woman.
I ain't trying to cut you off, world. And you know what? My son did 7 years, and everything that you are saying is so right. I was right there with my son 100%. Anytime he needed money on his book, I was giving it to him. I told him never ask nobody for nothing in there because it causes problems. I say, I'm your mother and I will do anything that I can help you do. And everything you say, world, is right. I got so many letters, so many pictures. I even caught a ride to go see him. I'm like, oh my God. I said, is this my man or is this my child?
Yeah, but that's what, like, with my son, because his daddy has been a man who lived off of women, depending on the woman to do anything, even though he had fully provided for me with 10 years, he still, you know what I'm saying? The house got to be in the woman's name. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. He has to live with a woman. He can't solely depend on himself and live independent like a man. So when I left him, I vowed to myself to tell myself, like, I do not want my son to be nothing like his daddy. So I know for a fact I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't baby my son or none of that. Just to the fact because he 11 years old, he old enough to see what's going on. And I just, let him know you are not going to be able to depend on me for everything. I'm going to be there as your mother, but that's as far as it go. All that stand with me until you 30 something years old. That ain't we ain't having that. We ain't having that. You're gonna go out there and get your education. You're gonna everything you're gonna get. You're gonna get it on your own, due to the fact that I don't want you dependent on a woman for shit.
Well, yeah. Let me let me slow this down for a second since we on this, you know what I'm saying, on this whole deal, you know what I'm saying, with parental measures, you know what I'm saying, dealing with all of this right here. I gotta ask, hold on, I'm gonna mute a couple of y'all up because I see y'all phone is tweaking right now. Imani, now that you over here, I didn't even know that you were the person that's the wife of the husband of 7, right? That's who you are?
No, so I'm his girlfriend and he's her baby daddy, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Him and her, they have a Zori together. They're not together, but I'm his girlfriend, if that makes sense.
Shout out to Port City.
Yes, sir.
You already know I was down there. Yeah, I was down there at Whiteville. I was in Whiteville in 2002. I was down there when it was hard body. So yeah, I already know what it is. Stand up.
Yeah,
You know.
I'm from Detroit, but he from out here. I just moved.
Oh, okay. Word. So what? What's the deal with that? I mean, like with everything that's going on.
It's been a whole hot mess, and we actually, crazy enough that you said that, had another incident with her on, I think yesterday, or it was either yesterday or the day before. It's been a long couple of days, but she, she ended up cussing out his grandma, calling her out her name, called her a ditzy bitch, was at her house banging on the doors and windows and acting crazy.
Mm-mm.
She just been acting a total, fool. And me and her, we got personal issues because one, I mean, like I said before, she came to my house and was acting a damn fool too. And I didn't really get with her like how I should have because I was trying to keep everybody calm. But when it comes gonna fight for their child because that's just what moms do. But it's like at this point, you disrespecting somebody who's almost 90 you disrespecting a 90-year-old woman. You come into her house, banging on the windows with her and her mama. She came, she brought Amora with her. Amora, I've met Amora before all of this stuff happened, before she left for Puerto Rico. Amora is very sweet and she's very like loving. She came in there hyperventilating, screaming at everybody. I don't know what, Seven or Stephanie told her, but it was just completely out of her character to even act like that. I guess she tried to, because they let her, see her sister and spend some time with her sister because it was her birthday. And, it was just a whole hot mess. It's just been so crazy dealing with this girl.
So was it like she's been acting like this ever since what the dad
So
had?
I met her, me and the dad, Kai, we've been together for almost, it'll be almost a year and a couple months. So when he started bringing, his daughter, introducing me to his family, I met Seven. And when I met her, I didn't really know a lot about her, but she was cool. We met. She brought her girls over to the house. I had them making soap because I make soap from scratch. I had them making soap. I had them entertained, and we was cool. And the
Mm-hmm.
problem started when she up and took them. She took, Azori and Amora. And my boyfriend, he was asking to see his daughter because he sees her very regularly. And he was asking to see her. And she said, "Oh, well, we moved to the tropics and you ain't never going to see her again." And that's kind of when everything with her started just spiraling out of control.
Mm-mm.
So she said, "We moved to the tropics. You ain't gonna never see your daughter again." How
Hmm.
was what was his response to that?
I mean, he was like, "What are you talking about?" He went to her mama house and was asking where she was because he didn't really think that she was, serious. But like, this is the third time that she's done something like that. Going with Nature Boy to wherever he was at, or just taking, Azori and disappearing. So once he figured out, like, once she found out that he went to her mama house and was, like, where the hell my daughter at? Then he contacted him and said, "Well, you can come get her," and told him that she was in Puerto Rico.
Mm.
So I want to ask, has there because I seen on her Facebook page, I see her name on here, it's changed too, but there was some photos,
You know what
with her.
it is? She's trying to hide. That's what it is. At this point,
Oh,
he's getting investigated for Medicare fraud, and she got a couple other things going on since she's been popping up, acting a damn fool. She got a couple of cases that's being opened up against her, um, as well as investigating her abilities as a parent because it's been crazy. So she what she's doing is she's trying to hide and fall back. She don't really want to be associated with none of that. She told the police she was on vacation, so she's trying to clear up um, all the evidence that she can find to try and hide.
So,
go right ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, world.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, right? You know what I mean? So with all this said, I seen on her Facebook page, you know what I'm saying, with her working to be a doula. Have your husband, ever stated? I mean, your boyfriend, have he ever stated anything about that or what she did for money?
So, well, first of all, I wouldn't let her deliver shit for me. She couldn't deliver a pizza for me. And two, he so from what I understand, they've known each other since high school. So they've been around each other for a long time now. the way he kind of describes it is that she was at one point, like a regular girl from New York living in North Carolina. She was chilling, and then she started getting into all this spirituality stuff, and then that just kind of drove her to the edge. So from what I've seen, it's just been kind of, and even from my experiences dealing with her, it's been kind of a downhill like slope. So I can definitely see how he feel going from knowing her, and she was a regular girl, regular cool girl, and then all of the everything happening. And from what I understand, they've tried to work it out. They've tried to do everything, and she's just too far gone for him to even feel like that's the same person.
So she don't want to work out as far as a like them
So
having
they
split joint custody or something like that.
so they her thing is that she's been asking for a passport since Zori was born, and they don't have a custody agreement because they were able to work things out between them without having to get the courts involved. But once she start wanting a passport to go, I guess, with Nature Boy internationally, he was like, I'm not doing that. And so that's kind of where she started trying to take him to court, but then she wouldn't show up to court. I mean, like, she's called the police on him multiple times. She tried to run him over with her car at one point. Like, she just is.
So how did she? Because I know for a fact. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but because
No,
I
go
know
ahead.
that the father does have to be present in order to get a passport for the child to go out of the
Hmm.
states.
Yep. And
So how did
he
she
wouldn't
get
do
that?
it. Well, from what I understand, they were supposed to be going to do like a custody thing a couple years back, and when they got there, she kind of like was pressing the whoever the court officials or whoever they was with, like, to make him sign a passport, and he didn't want to do it, and he already told her that. And so it ended up being, I think he had to walk like an hour home at that point because they were so far out. But she's been trying to get this passport for a long time. Before, like I said, they was able to work things out between themselves, so they never really had a custody thing. Plus, on top of that, like, his mom and his grandma is very like active. Like, she would leave both of the girls over there for whatever, any day of the week, any time that she wanted to. If she was hungry, she would go to his grandma's house and eat. And that was kind of like, she used his support system all the way, like, for sure. She didn't really have, Amora's father's family doing anything or her family doing anything. So it was like he always, got to see her because she was always with his family anyways. And then once she left to Puerto Rico, and then it's just been, now he's like, well, she can't be trusted to keep Azori, you know what I'm saying, without her being a flight risk.
Can I ask you at the times that you did keep the children or the child, so to say, like, did you notice any like strange behavior with these children?
So, with Azori is
And
more
then
like her dad, and she's not really as easily influenced. But with Amora, you can tell she's definitely deep into that. Me personally, like, when I had them, Azori's here all the time, and I talk to her, and but Amora, when you talk to Amora's deep into that. She's like, I love myself. I'm grateful. At one point, she stood up on the toilet to use the bathroom. She wasn't able. She didn't want to like sit or do anything like regular, but she's very deep into that, and it's kind of hard to see it because you can just tell that she doesn't really know any better.
That's sad.
Wow. Wow.
That is sad.
That's a shame that them kids brain is like that.
Yeah, Azori, she just turned 4, so she's still, but she's more like I said, she's more like her dad. Like, she want to watch movies, play on her tablet and be a regular kid. But Amora is very much, she's in that world. She's there. She's stuck there, and every time it's not surprising because when you see her and her interactions with Nature Boy and like on some of the videos with her mom, telling her like, oh, like don't you miss him and like stuff like that, like they're celebrating her for displaying her knowledge of what they're talking about and her involvement in the group. So it's kind of like she thinks that that's positive because everything that's associated with that for her was a positive thing. Whereas with Azuri, Nature Boy didn't like her. I'm sorry, hold on. Shut up! Hey, shut up! I'm sorry. Nature Boy did not like Azuri. So she always kind of treated Azuri differently when it came to that, anyways, because he would call her a demon. And every time she would do something, oh, don't you see your demons coming towards you? Your demons are around you. Look at them making noise. So it's her attitude towards Azori kind of pushed Azori away from wanting to be in that because she kind of felt that, she's very intelligent. So she picks up on if somebody doesn't like something or is acting a certain way towards her. She picks up on it.
Well, that's good.
So did she? Well, not did she, but damn, it just slipped my damn mind. As far as of like 7, what have she stated like why is she like fighting so hard to get the baby back? Why don't she just let the
So
baby be with y'all?
and that's really the whole thing is because she told him that she can go get her, and there's text messages of this and everything, but she basically said like, I don't care about you getting her because I want to live my life anyways. And so it wasn't until she started getting, because when Azori came back, Azori was sick, crying in pain. She had a bad ear infection. She had a bad upper respiratory infection. She was very, very sick. So when they took Azori to the hospital, they had to switch the medical information over to, her father. He had to go up there with her birth certificate and everything. So they had to switch that over. And when they did that, I guess they sent her like a little thing basically saying that she was now under investigation because she was still trying to, claim them benefits even though she abandoned her child.
Right. So she was getting food stamps and Medicaid.
And so then she came back and now she fighting hard because she don't want that heat on her like that.
She
But
don't want to lose them damn benefits.
yeah, she don't want to lose some benefits. But it's like, agreed to let your child go with her biological father, and even she you can't. It's not a question. They look just alike. You know what I'm saying? You can't say that that's not his kid. So you let your child go with her biological father, and you told him that he could come get her. And now, because you wanted to live your life and you wanted to go in nature and be one with Nature Boy, and nobody cares about that. We care about Azori. But now that, that heat coming on her, now she want to be mom of the year, you know?
Wow.
But
Well, how
the whole thing is that she knew that taking that girl out to Puerto Rico wasn't gonna fly. She knew that, and that's why she left like how she did.
So let me ask, have you ever had any interaction with Stephanie's mother, and how does she feel about all of this stuff?
So, um, the only like interaction I had with Stephanie's mother, like I said yesterday, she was at his grandma's house. They was banging on the windows together and calling
To
her
get
out her name
to
and
get
screaming, arguing.
together.
Yeah, they was out there together. Her, Amora, and her mama was banging on the windows, calling the police, calling her a 90-year-old woman, almost 90, calling her a ditzy ass bitch, and they was going in. But it's crazy because Stephanie has nothing to say to me at all, and neither does her mama.
So her
Uh
mama with the shits.
huh. I'm sorry.
So her mama is pretty much with the shits.
Oh, her mama is in there with her. They like thick as thieves.
Oh wow.
They
Oh,
in with her, but it's crazy because I have I've contacted her multiple times. Stephanie, when she came to my house, I told her not to bring her ass back here no more. I said, don't come back here because you getting charges pressed against you if you come back. And then she goes to his grandma's house, and she's cussing out a 90-something-year-old lady. I sent her a text. I said, how dare you? How dare you feel comfortable enough? But when she saw me, because I came when I got there, the police was already there. When she saw me, she didn't say anything. She won't answer my call. She won't respond to my text. She's a coward. She's not really about it like that. She's going where she can cause disturbances to people's peace. You know what I'm saying? Catch everybody off guard, cause disturbances to people's peace, but she's not really with it like that. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to hide, and she'll rather go yell at a almost 90-year-old woman. And her mama is the same way. They scary.
So her mama basically is with her being a part of the nature boy shit and all that.
Mhm. Yep. Her mama is in that. Yes. And you can see if you look on her mama's Facebook page, her mama is in that too.
That's why y'all need to pay attention sometimes and just some people just keep talking and talking. Sometimes you gotta sit and listen. Just sit and listen.
Mhm.
hmm
What
Sometimes
you
if you
referring
just
to? What
sit
you mean, Nene?
I know what you mean.
like what I mean, it's like you listening to this person say like certain people be saying stuff because it's all about what they say is all about information.
You talking about the people in the comments?
No, not at all. World,
What you
no.
talking about? I'm lost with what you talking about right now.
I ain't trying to lose nobody. It's just sometimes you gotta sit and listen and don't.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you sit and listen for a minute because you kind of off of what we talking about right now, sis. Yeah, you kind of off right now what we talking about for real though. My
Um,
man,
I
pardon
see.
me,
I see
Mr. Money.
comments. I see comments asking about the other child, Amora. Um, I'm gonna just address that real quick. So, like I said, when they changed the medical information over, she started getting investigated. They did send the hospital sent something over to Child Services to see about Amora. I don't know what's happened as far as that end, but me personally, like I said before, Amora's father is in jail, but I took it upon myself to reach out to his family,
Hmm.
and I've got into his siblings, and I've sent them what the videos online. I told them this is what's going on, and they said that they're gonna try and see what they can do as far as Amora um, getting hurt and seeing if what can be done.
Well, I pray somebody able to do something because she don't need to be in that environment.
Mm-mm.
Um, I was going to ask, do you know anything about Seven being a doula?
I mean, outside of her, like I said, she couldn't deliver nothing for me. Outside of what she posts on Facebook, I'm about as clueless as that as anybody else. I ain't never seen her deliver nobody baby.
That's what I
I
thought.
wouldn't want, and I
That's what I
wouldn't
Hmm.
want
thought.
to.
So
Okay.
did she
So you've
say
never
what?
known of her doing any kind of training or she doesn't
Oh,
advertise?
as far as I know, she has not been certified in no sort of medical health training. Like she hasn't been through no real because they have midwife programs or doula programs or whatever. I ain't seen her do none of that. I don't know where she's getting this information on how to do this. If she's delivering people's babies, it's completely unreliable to me, and I would not trust her to deliver nothing.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. Um, is her has her mother had any kind of experience in doing this type of stuff?
As far as I know, no. I think last place they was working was like an alternative school for kids, for like bad kids, but I don't think none of them have no real medical experience at all. Herbal wise or regular doctor medicine, I don't think that they've been to school for that, nothing. So
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of, that's why I'm like, I don't know where she got that from, but I've never seen none of them get no medical training. It's not like it's some knowledge that's been passed down, through generations or nothing like that. Like
Right.
this is just something out the blue. So
Okay. And has she always been this type of spiritual herbal like
So
person
I
that?
I will say when I met her, like all of this has happened within this past year. I moved to North Carolina in June 2020. So when I met Stephanie, it was probably like October ish, and she was talking about natural herbs and natural medicines and things like that, but it wasn't on no crazy nothing. It was just like, oh, like this is something that you can take for, if you have this issue, or I use these natural herbs for this type conversation.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
So when did you feel like she started going crazy, or like it
When
started getting
she
crazy?
showed when she showed up to my house acting a damn fool, that's when I was like, okay, this is a lot, because
And this was
like I
after the
said,
baby came back.
hmm like I said, I had met her before, and me and her was cool, so for her to come to my door acting like that, and she know I live there, and she came early in the morning, she know I work nights, for her to come to the door acting like that, screaming, yelling, she called the police and told them that my boyfriend had a gun.
Mm.
He's a felon. They came 6 deep to the apartment. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? Then she went to
wow.
my
Yeah.
leasing office. Then she took her ass to my leasing office and tried to make them get her in the door. So it's like, for you to come and disrespect me like that, and I told her that. I said, you can't be disrespecting my household. It's no reason for you to do that, especially because they already are setting up court dates and stuff like that. Like, you could have just waited for y'all to take that shit to court. But she
So
decided she wanted to come to my house and act a damn fool, and that's kind of where I started drawing the line.
So let me ask, what was the response from your boyfriend after her and her mother as well as her daughter came to the house and was beating on the damn door?
He had actually went to the store because, like I said, it was Azori's birthday, so he wasn't at the house when she and her mama came there. When by the time he got there, the police was there, and then I came after him. But obviously he was upset. He doesn't really have a lot of patience for her, anyways. As far as like putting up with her drama, he don't really have patience with her for that. So he don't like try and deal with her at all. But he was upset because that's his grandma. So he was very upset, and that's the person that took care of Stephanie whenever she needed something, or when she needed somebody to watch them girls. She went running to his grandma. So he was mad. He was very
so
mad.
so prior to her going to Puerto Rico, what was the child custody? I mean, did he get to see the child whatever he wanted to,
Yeah,
or did he have
yeah.
to fight her for it then?
No, he could see Azori whenever he wanted to, because the majority of the time Azori was at his grandma's house. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like he went a week without seeing Azori. He probably saw Azori if not every day, every 2 to 3 days at the longest that's been. So,
So he has a very close relationship with his daughter.
oh yeah, definitely,
Okay.
definitely. Azori is very, like I said, she's smart, but since she been back from Puerto Rico, she her dad. She said, I don't want to go back to nature. She don't want to go back ever. That's what she told me. She's not. She hasn't been asking to go back. Um, when Amora was at the house, she didn't ask to go with Amora, to go with her mom. She was sitting there
Excuse me.
chilling.
I gotta ask you this right here because I looked at a date on a picture, and if you can recall, what was the roundabout time when she actually went to Puerto Rico?
Um, Hold on, let me see. I gotta look through my text messages. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
believe it was the 17th is when she texted him like, we're not coming back. But let me just look and see.
because I seen the post on Facebook on the 20th when a child was delivered then, and I'm just trying to
Okay,
correlate
I'm
something all
sorry.
together.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
trying
that's
to
the
put
second one.
everything together.
So when they left to go to Puerto Rico to get her was January 15th.
The 15th.
Yes, and they came back the 17th.
And how long had she been in Puerto Rico before they went to get her?
It had to be less than a week, honestly.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't that long because she had picked up the girls from his grandma's house, and his grandma had a very weird feeling when she was there. She was acting real weird. She was like high as hell, and his grandma off of a hunch was like, "Hey, like I heard you leaving," and she was like, "Oh, who told you that? No, I'm not leaving." And her and his grandma don't really get along. His grandma don't really like her, but I guess she gave her a hug. His grandma, Stephanie, gave his grandma a hug, and his grandma said that girl ain't gave her a hug since she was in high school, and she almost 30 now. So she said she just had a weird feeling that something was gonna go on, and then probably like 2 days later, when he asked to see her, that's when he got the text like, "We in Puerto Rico."
Right, right. Okay.
Wow.
It all makes sense now. And she hadn't hugged her in that long right there. Okay. All
His
right.
grandma just was like, she said she just had a weird feeling looking at her. It was
Okay,
just
so when she came back, I see you too, brother Mac. But when she came back, I gotta ask, what was? I mean, did she even state what the reason was for her coming back, aside from just her daughter?
like I said, she told the police she was on vacation. But other than that, she has given no reason, no rhyme reason at all to nobody besides she just wants her daughter back. So, because really, honestly, the first time she was asking when she came to my house, it was right after they had went to the doctor. She had sent him texts like, "The doctors are the police. Pull your skirt up. You're a pussy. You took our daughter to the doctor. You're a bitch." She was running her mouth over text, and when she, because they don't, like I said, they don't have a custody agreement, so it really is dependent on which parent physically has the child. And um, she was asking before she, like when she was there, like, "Oh, can I just take her for the day?" And honestly, I think that she was gonna take her to DHS and be like, "Look, I physically have my child, so you can't, this isn't fraud or whatever." But at this point, I think she's realizing that um, shit's getting real, and shit's getting real for her. So I think she's panicking, and she feels like if she gets a Zori, then all of this will clear away, and she'll go back to how life was, and she can go back with Nature Boy, and there's nothing that nobody can do.
But
So
can I ask
prior
you this?
to going to
Uh,
Puerto Rico, did she take her kids to the doctor before then?
No, not that I'm aware of. Mm-mm.
So she never take them for like checkups or if something's wrong with them.
Not that I know. I know for a fact that Zori has no immunization record. Besides, I think when she was first born, she has to get all
Mm.
of her shots. Um, you know. So as far as I know, no, she didn't take them to a doctor at all.
so she didn't state why she didn't care for the earache or anything.
Nope, she gave no reason for that.
Wow.
She didn't even.
Hey,
She
hate to cut in. I just want to say what's up, world. Nicole, Ty, Carla, Imani, what's up,
Hey
y'all?
Mackie.
hey,
Hey,
Hey
Mackie.
Mackie.
Peace,
Hey.
What y'all
peace.
doing? All right.
but yeah, she didn't give no explanation at all. She was just upset that he took her to the doctor.
What?
So the baby has never been sick before?
I'm pretty sure that she's been sick, but I don't think that she's ever taken her to the doctor.
Mackie, I know you've been tuning in too. You've been in the background. You've been listening, tuning in. You got any questions for Imani?
Uh, yeah, man. I mean, shit, it's a it's a lot, man. Because like I said, I've been following Seven too, man. And like when she was doing her lives, like that time that she had left, I was one of the people that kind of like I actually like had a conversation with her through Instagram, and I praised her for being strong. You know, like that time when he called her baby a demon. Well, I think that's Azuri. He called Azuri a demon baby, and then I praised like, and that's when she kind of like I felt she was strong, and then she like was doing all that weird stuff, having those little party or gatherings at the beach, and it looked like she was doing some kind of type of, paraphernalia or something. But then I was like, okay, that's cool or whatever. And then she just disappeared for a little bit and then popped back up, and then bam, she right back up there with him. I'm like, wow, I just had a conversation. She was like, thank you, King. I appreciate the words, like the encouraging words. And then like month or two later, man, she right back up there with him. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then I thought it's crazy because I thought her mom, was somebody positive, because her mom was like telling her like, no, nobody's gonna call my granddaughter a demon, blah blah blah. And now look at her mom, like flipping around. That it's crazy to me though. So I didn't really have a question, just more of like a statement though. But yeah, Imani, I know you like, damn, this is crazy, huh?
Oh yeah, I've been doing my research because I'm like, when I first heard all this, she was in the cold, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I started doing my research. That's actually why I came on Bigger, because I'm like, what am I dealing with?
Right.
But her and her mom are crazy as hell, and they try and use public persona, I guess, to cover up what they really doing and who they really are.
So has your boyfriend had any interaction, if any at all, with Nature Boy?
So when he went to Puerto Rico, he said that Nature Boy was there because they met at the airport. He wasn't allowed to go to wherever they were staying at. He said it was her, Nature Boy, and I think two other dudes. I don't know if he could recognize them, with like by name or not, but two other dudes. He said Nature Boy didn't have nothing to say. He was real silent.
He was silent, huh? He didn't have nothing to say. He ain't try to act bad or nothing, huh?
Nope. He said he said when he got by them that they stank, but everybody was real happy.
He said they was stinking.
Yeah.
Silent and stanky, huh?
What about the baby?
She was crying in pain. She was in pain. They were asking her, are you sure you want to leave? Are you sure? Are you sure? And she was just like, yeah, I want my dad. I want to go with my dad. I want to go to my, my grandma's house, my Mimi and my uncle. She didn't want to be there.
Another question that I gotta ask you is like when the child has been around you, like have you noticed like anything that was out of order with her being a female child, as far as how she would act around the house, or when she was around y'all?
So I would say that Azori is very articulate, and sometimes she said, not that she acts a certain way, she's really cool. I love being around her. She's a cool kid. But Azori is very articulate, and she'll tell, if you ask her, she'll tell you, or if she sees something that brings up a memory, you know what I'm saying? She'll say it out loud. Like she was saying, what did she say? Something she was telling her grandmother, like, oh, when they were in nature, the boys took care of the girls, and that her and Amora would shower with all of the women, like they would all shower together. She told me that Nature Boy hit her and Amora. She said he took away their tablets, they wasn't allowed to play with their toys, and that all they could do was blow bubbles. But that he hit her and Amora.
Oh wow!
He said I asked her. I said, "Where he hit her?" She said he hit me in my face and in my leg.
Okay.
In the face.
Around the time, right, when this right here was found out, like when this was known, like did your boyfriend, did he notice before that he went over there or afterwards?
No, he didn't know that he hit her before he went over there. If he did, he probably wouldn't have came back. He probably would have been in jail, honestly. He did not know before he met, Nature Boy face to face. He didn't really know, as far as concerning Azori, besides her being there, what was going on. And, she still is speaking, about what's going on. But honestly, we're going to try and get her into some sort of therapy, because she, not that she, is acting crazy or anything like that, but she just needs to release some of that,
That's why she don't want to go back to nature. That's because the nature that she's referring to is Nature Boy. That's what she referred to. That's what she's talking about. That's exactly what she's talking about. So I get it now. That's the same thing I don't know if you're familiar with a woman whose name is Mama Av, but Mama Av explained that that was the reason that she left Nature Boy when they wasn't called carbonation, it was melanation. And she said that Nature Boy put her hands on her son.
Say that
And
one more time. I'm sorry.
yeah, she said that Nature Boy put her hands on her son. And
Oh
she was
wow.
like, that's when she knew it was time to leave, because the first time he tried to have sex with her while her son was in the bed with her.
Mm.
Not
Has
only did
the
his hands
has her
on,
dad tried to contact him since finding out that he put his hands on his
He
daughter?
don't want nothing to do with that man because at this point, you know, when you mess with somebody's child, that's real personal. And
Yeah.
for Nature Boy's safety, he don't want to contact him. He don't want to see him. He won't, you know, him to get his own demise. But as far as trying to, you know, meet up with him and Nature Boy's scary anyways. As far as like meeting up with him and you know, it would get to the point where it it just wouldn't be a good situation. Honestly, I'm gonna just leave
he
it at
let
that.
Ja over there
Yeah.
catching hell
So
too. If he did her two girls like that, put his hands on them, he putting his hand on Sheba baby. So that means he over there catching hell too.
he puts hands on everybody,
Everybody.
from the adults to the kids. He puts
But
hands on
with
everybody.
my grandkid, cause baby, soon as my granddaughter would have said that, would have
Oh
been
no.
right back over
The,
there. They would have been throwing me on my motherfucking belly, putting handcuffs on legs and arms. Nigga,
the
better
thing
keep
is that they trying to do stuff the legal way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They not
Yeah.
trying to jeopardize nothing as far as him getting full sole custody
Right.
of Missouri or them going to jail for what they did. You know, they trying to do stuff in a way to where it's
The smart
legal and
way.
everything fall into place. Um, like I said, I believe Nature Boy gonna get what's coming to him. It's just
Oh,
a
for
matter of
sure.
time.
And
It's
see, the
just a
reason
matter of
why
time.
I asked you the question about like how did how her how her responses are to certain things that will be said now, because I'm pretty sure what she went through when she was over there, as a as a child, and only being able to blow bubbles and stuff, and this dude hitting you, and I mean like this is
Well,
now.
even with Stephanie, Azori told me, she said when she first got back from Puerto Rico,
Mhm.
you know, I don't have no kids of my own, so I don't have kid things in my house. So
Mm.
I told her, I said, let's go to the store. We'll get you some toys. When we were at the store, she said, Mommy threw away all of my pretty toys. I don't have any beautiful toys no more.
Oh my goodness.
She said I wasn't. Mommy threw them all away because she got mad. And I said, well, you know what? You're gonna get whatever you want. And I took her in the store and I bought her whatever she wants because it's
Was she
sad, you know.
referring to her
As you
dolls?
should.
She was referring to her dolls, her, you know,
Okay.
Okay.
anything that she had that she, as a 3-year-old, felt was beautiful to her.
Mm.
She took it away.
So have the your boyfriend, has he stated, and I mean like that Seven had a past of, like a bad past or something happened to
So,
her growing up?
from what I understand, like I said, her mama's not really shit, anyways.
Hmm.
But from what I understand, you know, her family life growing up was not good at all. Um, from what my boyfriend told me, her dad was a weirdo and used to, you know, try and touch on her, and she's
Mm.
never really had nobody to really show her no love, you know, no real
Hmm.
love. And I guess Nature Boy was the person who made her feel like, hey, this is somebody who loves me, you know? And that's kind of
Hmm.
how she got sucked down into that.
How everybody do. But yeah.
Yep,
Nature
all
Boy
of
and
them females over
TKO.
there feel like they got
Hmm.
daddy issues.
Yep. Yep.
All of them got issues.
well,
You ain't got
those
like one regular person over there.
stepped in and got on
That's
her.
how he taps into them.
Yep, he finds the one that got the issues.
And he feeds off
Crazy.
of that. So if you got daddy issues, I'm gonna give you a daddy's love. If you got drug issues, I'm gonna show you how to be better. If you got a sickness, I'm gonna show you how I can help you heal. He
Mm.
knows how to manipulate whatever the situation is.
Hmm.
And he'll
Hmm.
tell them quick, y'all ain't got no family. We are your family. No, you're not their family. Once upon a time, he wouldn't even let them call him. wouldn't let them do nothing. Nigga, I would, boy, they couldn't have been mines over there. Cause
So
I,
have the baby stated that any of the women over there acted a certain way towards her?
So she said that the women there were very mean to her. She won't really, we
wow.
can't really get her. She's only 4, so it's not really a lot of elaboration to that.
Mm-hmm.
But she says that they were mean to her and Namora. That's what she says. She says, um, Mama Zoka, Mama Efu, that's what she calls them. She said they was mean to her.
Wow.
She don't like the woman. They was mean as hell to her, and she don't. She can't really elaborate on it, which makes me more mad is that she's
Yeah.
not old enough to even, make the
Right.
decision to even be in that mess. And she got to sit here and she can't really explain like, oh, these people were mean to her, or this person hit her, or you don't really. She can't do that. You can't put no little kid in that situation, You just can't do it. That's
And
Yeah,
just
she
she
don't.
bad.
can't understand. She don't
Right. She
understand
don't
what or
understand.
why.
And she didn't say anything about seeing the baby.
The only baby she's talked about, I think his name is like Juju. It's something with the J.
Oh,
But
Ja, baby Ja.
yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
said he bit her in the back.
Mm-mm.
What?
That's about it. Yeah, she
Uh-oh.
said the baby bit her like in her back. But
Uh-oh.
that's about it. I don't think she saw nobody else or if she did, I don't know who she saw. She hasn't mentioned them.
Mm.
That's from experiencing all that violence over there. That's all he
Mm-hmm.
knows. That's
Okay,
all he.
not to be funny, and she's exactly right about that's all that he knows. But was the child at least taken for any type of shot, or did the child receive any type of medical attention whatsoever after that this was stated to you and your boyfriend?
Azori?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, he took her to the doctor. She had to get on antibiotics to clear all that up. He's taking her to get her shots and vaccinations. He getting it together. He definitely is getting it
That's
together
good.
because she's almost at the age where she's gonna have to start going to school now. You know, so
Was the bite? Did it get infected or anything?
not that I heard of. It wasn't like a. I don't think it was a like a deep, you know,
Oh, okay, it didn't break the
Broke the
skin.
skin.
bite.
It
But
didn't
Okay.
she
break the skin.
like
Okay.
it wasn't. It's not no infection or nothing on her back. But she just said that he bit her.
Okay.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
wild. Poor
Mm-mm-mm.
baby Ja.
I know.
Yeah.
All
He
of it.
Hey,
just he just needs
world,
to get away
really
from
quick,
that.
world and panel, y'all. I'm gonna have to drop on down, man. Everybody have a blessed one, man.
Oh, you
Yes,
too.
I'm,
You
yeah,
too,
I gotta
Mackie.
gotta roll. All right,
Yeah.
world. I'll holler at you, brother. All
All
right.
right, peace.
Peace, man.
The definitely
Mm.
Imani, I appreciate you even coming through, you know what I mean? Like for real. Like
Yes.
it's
Listen,
definitely
Thank
an
you. Thank you.
like
opener.
I said, I gotta know what I'm dealing with. So anything that got to do with this, I'm all in the mix because I need to figure out what the mindset of this girl is. Because honestly, my fear when she came back at first was that when she started, doing stuff, popping up at people's houses, is that because she's still in contact with him, and I don't
Yeah,
want
she is.
him to be able to say something and then it get to the point where I have to take care of her myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
I just feel like she's so easily influenced by him that it's like he can say something and she'll go do it, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And so that was my biggest concern with her. So I'm just trying to understand the mindset and just how deep she is into this so I can know who I'm facing.
Well, it sounds like she's extremely deep in this mess.
Yes.
So I would definitely take precautions and try to stay
Mm-hmm.
as far away from her as possible because there is no telling what she may do. They've had one member who left from there who stabbed her mother to death.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing I was thinking about when you said that
Yep.
about you went to the grandmother's house and was repeatedly banging on the door.
Mm-hmm.
See, she gives off a totally different persona on screen, and that's what I was trying to tell people about. And it wasn't
Right.
just trying to say that she looked like Bookman from What's Happening, like I was joking, but behind, yeah, real shit. I mean, but behind every joke, though, you know what I'm saying, there's some truth to it. That was Richard Pryor taught me. That's my my favorite comedian of all time. and it's like I think about this thing, right? And I'm just like, that's how Booger used to come over to the house all the time. Booger be beating on the door, carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
That's that same
You
Booger.
can look at her.
I knew it. I knew
You
it. See,
can
that's
look
why
at
she was
her.
trying to. You see that
Bishop
little song?
show.
You ain't see that little song she posted the other day on YouTube?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You seen that song of money?
I sure did.
What did you think about that?
Approach. Bishop the
Um,
approach.
you talking about when she was singing "I Want You Around"?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely feel like, well, for one, I'm not gonna say she can't sing. I'll say she has a nice voice, but I feel like when she posted that, it's kind of like a little side message. You know what I'm saying? It's not just her
Definitely.
singing a cover. It's kind of a little, like a hey, I want him around, Nature Boy type thing. Because like I said, they're not really they like even him. He's trying to hide her too. That was, he's not really saying too much on her. When people come up on his panel and they ask about her, he don't answer no questions. So it's like it's kind of I feel like that was kind of her like signaling him like, hey, like even though all this shit going on, like I still want you around, if that makes sense.
You can actually look at some of those old panels, like for before she went over there and she had already cut her hair. You can kind of look at her when she don't think anybody looking at her. She got this demonic like look to her.
Yes, she does.
Like it's like she's there, but she's not there.
Yeah.
Cause like you remember that night they had the party and they were dancing and her mama was in the background
Exactly.
and one of the girls was dancing in the kitchen and he was paying a lot more attention to that girl than he was her. And it was just this look on her face
Mm-hmm.
like she just I don't know. Like if
Well,
she was in front of
from
that
what
girl,
I
she
can
would like
tell,
jump her or something.
Right.
yeah,
And
from what I can tell, none of them girls really like her over there. Like they don't really, they interact with each other. But from what I've seen, and I've reached out to like Velvet, I've reached out to some of the girls that's left from there, and they don't really like her at all. It's something about her in that environment they don't like her.
Cause the from the looks, she just gives off this bad negative energy. So, but
Well,
have
Malia
she?
said it. Malia
Mm,
said that she's been able to go back and forth, back and forth. So they don't like that. The fact that she keeps being able to leave and come back and still hold her position, and they
right.
have to stay there. And sometimes they stay there and they don't even get to hold a position, but she does. And so they resent her for that.
Mm.
So, is she? What is she saying that like is in her defense? You know what I'm saying? As far
She's
as like
not
the courts
saying
and stuff.
anything. Her defense is her. She's denying being with them. Like, oh, I'm not with that no more. I don't do that no more. That's her defense, but it's other than that. And even then, you see clearly she's still doing it. She's still, in it. So it's like that's her only defense is just denying them, to the I guess to the public and to my boyfriend and his family, like, oh, I don't do that no more. But in reality, she still is doing it. And
Well,
then
she was just talking to him the other day on the panel.
that's what I'm saying. So her,
Hmm.
there's no defense outside of her just trying to deny and lie about being in it. She's offered no reason, no real reason as to nothing, really.
Mm.
But soon as you approach him with it, he'll say that the kids are lying. I never put my hand on no kid and this and that. And the baby don't have no reason to lie. A 4-year-old, come on
Yeah,
Especially if
all
A
she's
all
4 year
back
old
kids,
home.
literally like a sponge. So
multiple kids is not gonna lie, and especially kids that's that young. She
mhm.
don't have no personal vendetta against nobody.
Right.
She not
Exactly.
she's not angry at nobody. She don't hold no grudges because she literally just turned 4 less than 72 hours ago.
Oh.
But she's only going off of what she experienced.
Hmm.
So
And it would
you
be
can't
one
say
thing,
she's lying. She's not old enough to be like,
right?
oh, that's the bad guy. She's not. She don't care nothing about them people. She just telling you what her feelings was towards it and what happened to her.
Mm.
And her feelings towards it is she don't want to be there. She don't want to go back.
All this needs to be approached to him about the kids and everything.
All of this, I repeat, all of it. And I'm glad that you actually came over. You know, I
Yeah.
definitely will share this, you know what I'm saying, to my platform so people can hear this. And I definitely will be in contact with you as well.
Okay. I'll send
Yeah.
you my contact information. I'll send it in a big old DM.
And I
Okay.
followed you too, Imani.
Okay. Well, look, I'll follow you guys back.
Okay, yeah, I followed you as well. And most definitely, you know what I'm saying, in the DM so that I can be able to link you over to the other platform with us too.
Okay.
All right, bet.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna step
Thank
on
you, Amani.
to continue y'all platform, but y'all have a good day.
You
You
too.
Thank
too.
You
you.
too,
You as well.
Imani.
Yeah, I think.
Dad, I'm glad her dad.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely share that to the platform. I'm gonna let you guys close out with your final thoughts, you know, on what you heard about what's taking place with this child. Like this is
That
It's upsetting.
hurt my heart.
Yes, it did.
I
It
think
hurt
both
my
of her.
heart.
I think both of her kids need to be taken away. Well, the
Yeah,
other one anyway, ASAP.
Yes,
God.
immediately. Immediately. This woman, how could you let a man that has been in their life for 2 minutes put his hands on them
Mm.
Mm-mm.
as little girls, and you sit there and let your child suffer with an earache, these infections, and all that shit? Like I want to beat that bitch ass myself.
Telling you, she unfit. She unfit as hell.
Like I don't believe this shit. Y'all sit here and really neglect.
yeah. Man, shout out to Amani, man. Shout out to Amani for coming through on the Bigo Jim Jank. Like I say now, now we definitely know, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with this whole situation. Definitely with Seven's daughter, this whole situation with Clubfoot, other things that have been said, you know what I'm saying, about the coat, etc. But this just right here should just show you how serious that this is right here. Now, before that we slide, right, I'm gonna go ahead and then go into some additional footage too with the flashback too, when Clubfoot was up there doing what he was doing. Yeah, because I find it ironic, you know, back at the time when this was taking place, you know what I'm saying, how the women of carbonation was like the women of carbonation was going all the way in. And I was just bugging because I was like, damn, so she just really just letting them just talk to her daughter like that. And then Clubfoot was talking to her. It was like real weird to me. I don't know. At the time, I knew it was something that was up with her. I knew it was something that was up with her, yo. I knew it. I was like, yo, man, this shit can't be real. I was like, it just can't be real right now, man. I'm talking about the way that they was just looking at her, talking to her like that. I'm not for sure which one that this is, but the way she was talking to it, just I had an uneasy feeling with all of this.
She's really smart. She really fucking smart. Like, yo.
They miss you in your rap some more. You want to drop a bar?
Rap for him, Amara. Rap.
Yeah, I need a beat.
What's some more?
Too many people in the room.
Amara.
Look at
the most loving child ever. Sing your song, baby.
You ain't gonna hit us with a bar?
You're not gonna hit us with no lyrics real quick. Let them know. I'm saying with combination.
You don't even, it's not a lot of people. They're all you.
It's a lot of people.
It's just you. It's you. You.
Who mommy belong to? Who mommy belong to?
You.
Wow, man. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She is beyond an unfit mother. Now you see all this shit that was going on the live.
Yo, that's crazy.
You think it's a game, right? You think it's a game, right?
What did I do?
Somebody said, so why did I let you go?
Because
No. They talking to 7. They asked me why did I let you go. So 7, why I let you go? Why I let you go?
Because that's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Very good question. No, you tell him the truth. Don't whisper. Tell him the truth.
Mommy, tell him the truth.
No. That is a good question, but it's
Tell him the truth.
it's all over the place. Still not really clear. I mean,
Why?
Listen, let's ask the baby. She'll be honest.
All right, Amora. Why did Baba G let me go?
Because he trusted us.
He trusted us, and what? And what did I do?
You take care of him. And then we were gonna go get a Zori, but you didn't. But Baba didn't let Mommy go. Cause when Baba read Mommy's sign, he said you're the one.
He said you're the one. He said you're the one. That's what you said.
Dot.
Did she say you're the one?
Dot.
See, this nature been all of the splendor right here. This one he was getting it all the way in right here, boy. He was getting it in.
A real nigga moment. So what is a real nigga moment?
It's a real nigga moment.
Yo. Yo, Mora. You carpenter.
Tourist gang.
I'm sorry.
Tourist gang.
Mora belongs here, my nigga. Like, I remember she was like doing the rap. They got the video of the rap.
Oh yeah. It's that real. Like I say, man, it been a whole lot of mind control altering that shit that been going on. Hey, like I say, I just report on all of this right here. Hold on. I gotta show you the other interaction that took place too, because we might have to really bust through the fabrics of all of this right here. It's a lot to this right here. I've seen a lot of different signs within this right here too. Look here, I've seen a lot of signs. Hold on. Yeah, there's a lot of signs that I seen at the time. I was like, wait, hold on, wait. Now this can't be real right here. I was like, this can't be real. But yeah, it actually is real, and this did take place, and it was on social media. So I'm like, wow. So this is it just seemed like everything changed. At like one time her mom wasn't for clubfoot, and then it turned around to, I guess she was for clubfoot, and I guess what he was doing, and I guess she gave her daughter, I guess she said, well, hey, you know what I'm saying, you get ready to bounce, or whatever, okay, well, be safe or whatnot. And that's how I looked at the whole damn thing. I'm just like, damn, like, wow, like
I never get on my live very often. Before all you guys came to my live, I only got on it when it was moments that I felt like I want to share this. I want to share my mind, or I want to tap in. But it's not very often. So it's sometimes some people could do it all damn day. Some people could go all day. There are people, look, you either gonna love me or hate me. It's no in between when it comes to me. But that's just You are just so busy.
The guard. I keep it.
Yes, it's very genuine. I don't do nothing just because, but like before y'all came, there was moments when me and my mom just have these conversations, and I'm like, let me share this with people. They need to hear it, and whatever they get from it is what they need to get from it. Go ahead, mama.
Yeah, sneak it on me because she know that I won't just freely get on this thing.
No, I got it.
After last time, that thing was woo, man. I'll tell you, they what they say they what's that word? Where they
get down, Zori.
I'm traumatized by that. I'm traumatized by what went up on there. Like I gotta be careful how I even say it. Too much energy, then they go back on there.
Because they got it on YouTube. They putting this on YouTube.
Oh God. Let me get right.
It doesn't matter. Only your frequency people is gonna come to it, and then they're gonna say what they're gonna say, and it's not for everyone.
The walk in the park. It's
not for everyone.
Boy, they did me. Let me tell you, my daughter sent me the video in the morning. I was on my way to work. I was like, oh my God, I hope nobody at my job even sees this. I was traumatized. Hey, you.
Oh, they said that Zori's your twin.
She is. She is. Well, all of them. Her too, except for the eyes.
Hey, little mama. All signs have traits I like and dislike. I don't hate on any sign. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Although.
Yeah, go to number one.
Sometimes I won't fuck with them.
I don't know if your Mercury Sagittarius in retrograde, but mine's is. And sometimes I come off as very preachy and philosophical instead of just communicating and speaking. And it could come off either way. I mean, oh, no, you can't have this, baby. It can come off either way.
I'm closing out with that one. I'm closing all the way out. Like I say, man, shout out to IMANII. I appreciate IMANII, you know what I'm saying, sharing this with us. Like I said, if you're catching this on the playback, drop your comments up under the video. Man, look at here, man. This thing got my head hurt, man. There's so many different thoughts running through my head right now. I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't even know what to say.